Very good morning, my dear students. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, we have studied about the concept of transversal and the parallel lines, and in this video, we will do applications of that concept. So, chapter number 6, lines and angles, and exercise 6.2, question number 1. I have pasted this figure from NCERT book so that we can have connection with our NCERT. The question is in figure 6.28. Find the values of x and y, then show that AB parallel CD. As we know that in geometry, we used to write what is given to us and what we have to find. So here we have to find the values of this x and y unknown. X and y are unknown here, and then show that AB line is parallel to CD line. Now students, if we observe the figure, these two lines are given, and this slanting line is the transversal, because this line is intersecting the two lines at different points. If you observe this slanting line, this is a straight line, and the angles here x and 50 degree, these are the angles on the straight line. So we can write here that x plus 50 degree is equal to 180 degree. The reason is linear pair. So from this we can find the value of x, that comes out to be 130 degree. Now we already have studied in class 7th, when the two lines intersect, then the opposite angles are formed are vertically opposite angles. Here this slanting line, which we call transversal, and this line CD is intersecting at this point, and angle y and 130 degree happens to be the vertically opposite angles. Therefore we can write that the value of y is equal to 130 degree, which is again vertically opposite angle. In this way we found the value of x and y, both comes out to be equal, that is equal to 130 degree. But in the figure, if we observe this both x and y, these two angles are the interior angles between this line AB and this line CD, and these are on alternate side of this transversal. Therefore these are x and y happen to be alternate interior angles. And student, we have studied in theorem 6.3 of our NCERT that if a transversal intersects two lines such that a pair of alternate interior angles are equal, then the lines are parallel. Here x and y are alternate interior angles, and both comes out to be 130 degree. Therefore using this concept we can say that AB is parallel to CD. So this is very simple question. We used the concept of linear pair and then vertically opposite angles, and then using the result of 6.3 theorem we proved AB line parallel to CD. Moving ahead to question number 2. Again, if you observe this figure, in figure 6.29, if AB parallel CD, CD parallel EF, and Y ratio Z, the ratio of these two angles Y and Z, these two angles is given to be 3:7, and we have to find x, we have to find the value of this unknown x. And here the set of three lines are given to be parallel. Students, we have learned in the previous video that if this line L is parallel to line M, and again if this line is L is parallel to N, then both M and N will also be parallel. The concept here is the lines parallel to same line are parallel to each other. So here we can say that if AB is parallel to CD and CD is parallel to EF, then this implies AB will be parallel to EF also. Now we have to find the value of x here, and the ratio of the angles y and z is given to be 3:7. So when the ratio is given, you know that we can take any constant here. So I am taking the value of y to be 3k and z value of angle z to be 7k for some constant k. And here we know that line CD is parallel to line EF. the line CD is parallel to line EF, and I can take this angle as angle O. I have named this angle as angle O, and since CD is parallel to EF, so we can say that angle O and angle Z are equal because these are corresponding angles. And here CD is a straight line, therefore angle Y plus angle O is 180 degree, again by linear pair. Then putting the value of Y and writing angle O to be angle equal to angle Z because both are equal corresponding angle. Therefore putting the value 3K plus 7K comes out to be 180, and then 10K is 180, the value of K will be 18 degree. Now we found the value of K, so we can find the values of Y and Z by putting the value of K here. Angle Y was 3K, therefore 3 multiplying by 18 gives you 54 degree, and the measure of angle Z will be 7 into 18, that is 126 degree. Now our main motive was to find angle X, and as we know that X and Y, these are the angles on the same side of the transversal. AB is parallel to CD. Here again AB is parallel to CD, therefore angle X and angle Y will be co-interior angles, and we know that if the two lines are parallel, then the co-interior angles are supplementary. That is, their sum is equal to 180 degree, and we know the value of Y is 126 degree, so we can find the value of X by putting here the value of X will be 54 degree. So students, we solved this question by applying the concept of linear pair, and then co-interior angles, we found the value of X. So moving ahead to question number 3, again this is very easy question. If we go through the figure, question number 3, in figure 6.30, this AB parallel to CD and EF perpendicular CD. This line EF is perpendicular to CD and angle GED is 126 degree. This is given to us and I have labeled it in the diagram. We need to find angle AGE, angle GEF and angle FGE. For here, since AB parallel CD, angle AGE, this angle AGE will be equal to angle GED. These two angles will be equal. Again, because these two angles are on the alternate side of the transversal, AB is parallel to CD. Therefore, these two angles are alternate interior angles. Therefore, the value of angle AGE is given to be 126 degree because GED is given to be 126 degree. We easily found out the value of AGE. Now also angle FGE. Now this angle FGE will be equal to, since AB is a straight line, therefore these two angles will their sum will be equal to 180 degree. So we can easily find the value of angle FGE, that is 180 minus 126 degree, that is equal to 54 degree. Also we know that since EF is perpendicular to CD, therefore this is the sign of 90 degree. Angle FED is equal to 90 degree. Therefore the measure of angle GED is given to be 126 degree. We can easily find the value of this GEF. See here, 126 degree is the measure of this full angle, and if we subtract this angle 90 degree from here, if we subtract this angle 90 degree from here, then only this angle will remain. So the measure of angle GEF will be 126 minus 90 degree, that is 36 degree. In this way we have done the 3 questions. Now moving ahead to question number 4. In figure 6.31, this PQ line is parallel to ST and angle PQR. This angle PQR is given to be 110 degree and angle RST is given to be 130 degree, and we need to find angle QRS. We need to find this angle. And also in the NCERT hint is given to us. They said that we can draw a line through R which is parallel to this line ST. Again, if we have drawn this line, let us suppose I have drawn here. Now I have through R I have drawn a line RU, name it as X also. We can say this XU parallel to ST. ST in turn is parallel to PQ. Therefore, we can say that XU is parallel to PQ also. Again, the lines parallel to same line are parallel to each other. Now, since through the construction we have drawn RU parallel ST, therefore angle RST, this angle RST and angle SRU, this angle and this angle, these angles will be co-interior angles, or we can say these are the angles on the same side of transversal, interior angles on the same side of transversal, and they will be equal to, the sum will be equal to 180 degree, and we know that the value of RST is 130 degree. Putting here we can find the value of angle SRU, which comes out to be 50 degree. Now, since again PQ is parallel to XU, XR is the part of the line XU, so we can say PQ is parallel to XU also. In this way, angle PQR, this angle PQR and angle QRU, these two angles will be alternate interior angles. These two angles will be alternate interior angles, because they are on the alternate side of the transversal and measure of them should be equal. Therefore, measure of QRU, this full angle QRU comes out to be 110 degree. We need to find angle QRS. Again, to find the angle QRS from QRU, we need to subtract this angle, that is SRU. So subtracting 110 minus 50 degree, therefore the measure of angle QRS comes out to be 60 degree. So again, this is very simple question. By doing a construction we easily solved, and also we used the concept that lines parallel to same line are parallel to each other. Now moving ahead to question number 5, which is the easiest question of this exercise. In figure 6.32, AB parallel CD and a measure of angle APQ is given to be 50 degree. This angle is given to be 50 degree, and angle PRD, this angle is given to be 127 degree. We need to find X and Y. And since AB is parallel to CD, so dear students, here AB is parallel to CD. If we observe that this is the line PQ, this is the line PQ, and this is the measure of angle 50 degrees given, and this is X. So it is very much clear from this figure that if these two lines are parallel, then X will be equal to 50 degree because of the concept alternate interior angles. Again, if these two lines are drawn again, and I have taken this line as the transversal, then the sum of these two angles, this angle and this 127 degree, should be equal. That is, angle APR will be equal to PRD, which is alternate interior angles. Therefore, measure of angle APR, it is the sum of the two angles 50 and y degree. So APR 50 plus y must be equal to 127 degree. Finding the value of y from here, we get the value equal to 77 degree. So this is the easiest question because the concept here we used is alternate interior angles. Now the next question, this question have the connection with the science also, with your science book also. Going through the question, in figure 6.33, PQ and RS are the two mirrors placed parallel to each other, an incident ray AB strikes the mirror PQ at B. This incident ray strikes the mirror PQ at B, and the reflected ray moves along the BC. This is the reflected ray, and strikes the mirror RS at C. Again it strikes the mirror RS at C and again reflects back along CD, and we have to show that these two lines AB and CD are parallel. Here it is given that PQ is parallel to RS. So students, we have studied about the laws of reflection in science book of class 7th, that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. This is the first law, and the incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal lies in the same plane. Student, the normal word here is perpendicular. This is the synonym of perpendicular, normal word. So I am doing a construction here. Again drawing the figure. PQ is the mirror, RS is the mirror. When this AB strikes PQ, AB will be called as the incident ray, and this normal, I have drawn BE perpendicular PQ, therefore BE will act as a normal to this mirror. Similarly, when this BC strike this mirror RS, then BC will be the incident ray and CD is the reflected ray, and again this CF will be the normal. Therefore, as we know that angle of incident is equal to angle of reflection. So we will use this concept in solving this question. Since we have drawn this construction and we know that PQ is parallel to RS, this implies BE will be parallel to CF, because both BE and CF happens to be perpendicular to PQ and RS. Now, as we know that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. This implies angle 1 will be equal to angle 2. Now similarly, we can write when this BC ray is incident, angle 3 will be equal to angle 4. Now students, since this BE is parallel to CF. Now here BE is parallel to CF, therefore BC will act as a transversal. Therefore angle 2 and angle 3, they are equal because these are alternate interior angles. So we can write angle 2 is equal to angle 3 because these are alternate interior angles, and angle 2 in turn is equal to angle 1, angle 3 is equal to angle 4. So we can write from 1, we can name it as 1, we can replace angle 2 as angle 1 and angle 3 as angle 4. Now adding above two equations, we can write that angle 1 plus angle 2 will be equal to angle 3 plus angle 4. Now angle 1 plus angle 2 is forming angle 1 plus angle 2. Both of these two angles is forming angle ABC. So I can replace angle 1 plus angle 2 as angle ABC and angle 3 and 4 to be as angle BCD. Angle BCD. So it means this angle ABC and angle BCD, these two angles are equal. If these two angles are equal, BC will act as a transversal and these two angles happen to be alternate interior angles. Therefore AB line will be parallel to CD line. So now we will write, but these are alternate interior angles. Therefore again by theorem 6.3, AB will be parallel to CD. So dear students, by applying the laws of reflection, we applied the concept here again of alternate interior angles. We proved that line AB is parallel to CD.